Greetings, most honorable listeners and masters of the martial arts. I am Travis,
I'm Chris.
And I'm Big Los.
and this is CTE, and this is going to be an experience for y'all.
All of us.
Yeah, pretty much. How's everybody doing? But before we get into that, we are sponsored by the Virtual Fight Tour, and coming up soon, there will be a Virtual Fight Tour team challenge. Make sure you, as soon as you guys get your ticket, we announce it. Make sure you guys get your tickets at virtualfighttour.com. Chris, Los, how are you guys doing?
I'm doing well. You know, just living.
I'm in the same boat, man. Doing about all right. You know.
How are you doing, Travis?
Trav,
Tired
we are
as hell?
interested in your story, sir.
My story?
One of them. You can tell it one of them.
Nah, I'm good, man. Like I'm in Amsterdam now. Oh, excuse me, I forgot we got music for this week.
You just go graze by that.
Yeah,
Los, remember-
we got some music. Here we go.
I'm out here. Oh, Richard. Oh, wow. Will Smith smack the shit out. Will Smith smack the shit out. Will Smith smack the shit out. Smack the shit out. Smack the shit out. Will Smith 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 smack the shit out. Smack the shit out. Smack the shit out.
All right, Los, can you guess why I'm playing this music?
I have no idea.
Zero idea. Chris, can you guess how we're playing this music?
I heard something may have been related to this over the last 24 hours.
Yeah. Well, that being said, how are you guys doing?
So we're doing all right, man. Living life like living life is.
Yeah.
You living life like it should be right now.
Yeah, you know. All right, that's better. All right. Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean,
You kind of low, my friend.
Huh?
You kind of low.
Yeah. Okay. Better.
Much better.
All right. Yeah, I was in London. Had a great time in London. A lot of fun.
Good.
Yeah. I'm in Amsterdam. My back went out on me, man. I didn't really get to do anything today. My back literally went out on me today, so I was just kind of like, "Oh my god!"
What does that mean? Your back went out on you?
It's like a huge spasm when it's like just locked up, and my whole body, my back just kind of locked. And you don't realize how really important your back is until you can't move anymore because everything's connected to your back. So you just kind of like, "Oh my god!" So I just had to lay down on the bed for a while. And being in a foreign country, not knowing anybody, I was like, "Oh shoot, I got to figure this out." So I had to go get some pain relief, but everything is in like Dutch.
In Amsterdam?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, seriously, I had to go to the grocery store. I had to walk to go to the grocery store.
You went to the grocery store.
I did. It was really the
shops,
real grocery
shops,
store.
all types of shops you need to go to get relieve your pain.
I didn't even get to go there any of those places because I could barely walk. So I had to just stay real straight and go downstairs, and then all the medicine was like in German, so I couldn't understand anything that was being said. I mean, not German, but Dutch. I couldn't really read any of it, so I literally had to put on my hat. And the only thing I saw, finally, I saw something that said Advil, and I was like, "This got to be it." Like, I'm just hoping that it's not.
Got to be it.
Yeah, I just hope it's not like whatever. You know how like if you go into France or Spanish, most of the words are similar to English. You know what I mean? You can, but Dutch is like German, where the words are just just nowhere near it. So I was just
Like
like,
I don't know what any of that means. Yeah,
none of it.
100%. No.
None
I
of it.
get
I
it.
was Googling stuff and some of it was just like painkillers. I'm like, dude, what? I don't know what this is. I'm just gonna be taking some medicine. I have no idea what this is.
You didn't ask the people.
Luckily I saw something that said Advil, and I was like, and it said reliever, and I was like, all right, I'm assuming this is what it is.
I would have gone and asked the people.
I could have, but I mean, I was just like, all right, let me just hurry.
I know you in pain and you're just trying to get in and get your stuff and get out, and then hopefully you get
somebody
relief.
walked at the same time. Somebody tried to walk them, like coming from different directions. One person walked in front of me, and one person walked in back. And so I tried to move real fast, and my body was like, "Yo," you know, yeah, man. I was like, oh, I ain't got time for this. I just need something to pop. And then I tried to figure out how many I'm supposed to take, because the directions are in Dutch. So I was like, all right, it says 2 on here. I think that it was the number 2. So I just guessed I was supposed to take 2 pills and pop them. So I guess, and they worked. So I just took it easy for today. I think I'm gonna go out and explore tomorrow whenever a couple hours when I
go to the Van Gogh Museum.
All right. Where else? Where else should I go?
Go
besides the red light district. Everybody keeps saying like,
no.
"Go to the red light district." I'm like, "Yo, fam, I don't." All right.
You gotta get on a bike and go out to the tulip fields.
Yeah, that's crazy to me how many people are riding bikes. As soon as I got off the train,
that's everything.
Yeah, I didn't realize it. Like that's a thing.
Okay.
Like, wow, okay,
that's how people get around, because everything's moderately close.
Yeah. But what about you guys' weekends? Did y'all this week? Did y'all have anything exciting going on with you guys?
Nope.
Business as usual for us.
So exciting, such exciting lives.
Hey, you got that applause thing though?
All right, hold on. Let me put everything together so it's not crazy. Yeah. Don't. Dang. Did y'all turn off your go into your iPhones and tell it not to track you?
No, I
tell
like
your app. Huh?
I like people know where I'm at.
No, your apps.
Most of the time, only when in use.
Well, they still use it anyway.
I know.
Like it's a lot of times your app will just track you and will watch whatever you're doing anyway. Not necessarily your location, but will monitor what you're doing. Right. And so I did that, and then all of a sudden it just I went in there and was like, hey, just say no to all the tracking, like so you can't track. So now, or it says I have the apps ask you, and I did that. Now you will be shocked at how many of those apps pop up. I'm like, hey, allow us to track you. I'm like, no, like,
like why would I allow you to track me?
Yeah, because basically they just want you to sit back and like whatever, like just track you and like every move. Like it lets you.
Where do you find it at?
I have to send. I'll look for it. But what's your applause? Your audience? I mean, your applause. Which
there it is. I found it. It only tracks you if it's green, right?
Yeah, if you turn it off, and then what ends up happening is when you open up any one of your apps, they'll ask you like, "Hey, can you please allow us to track you?" Like I just opened this thing up and it asked me to allow it to track me. No. So you'd be shocked at all the different apps that actually use your stuff and are monitoring what you're doing on your phone. Anyway. All right, the audience the applause is ready for you if I deem worthy.
Oh yeah, sorry. So my son texted me today. He made the varsity baseball team.
Oh, that's applause.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Yes. Super excited for him. It's been something he's been kind of having his eye on for a while. So I'm happy he's got the opportunity.
Junior?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So
and he pitches, right?
pitches and plays outfield. So I'm not
Outfield,
sure
okay.
where he's going to be. I'll get some more information from him later tonight. But he was hoping he's going to make the team because they got a big tournament down in Myrtle Beach over spring break for them from the 11th through like the 18th or something like that.
Okay.
Mhm.
So he's excited about that. So now that he's on the team, he has the opportunity to go.
Congratulations,
Shit.
young Los.
Huh?
Say congratulations, young Los.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like young Los never played baseball before, or old Los never played baseball before, so I'm excited for him.
Right.
And you supposed to be watching this and understanding, like, yeah.
I still don't understand baseball. I don't want to say I don't understand that. It's just I'm happy for my.
No, I know. He said, "I'm very happy for myself."
You sound like my granddad to my uncle. Like he never really particularly cared for karate. He loved boxing, so karate never made sense to him. Like, why are they stopping after they hit each other? like
Fight.
Yeah, fight. Keep hitting each other.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yep. That's got good news.
Chris, you have any good news to share? Nah. All right. So
not I can compare to that. Goodness gracious. Nah.
I will just say this. I was wilding last week, and y'all didn't even really stop me. Y'all just kind of let me go.
You was wilding last week?
Yeah, on the show. When I was telling people, like, yeah, basically they're not gonna win. They said they came to they did the virtual fight tour about this. Like, nah, they ain't gonna win. They don't deserve it. Like, no, I was kind of wild on that one. I ain't gonna lie. I was wild on that. I wasn't thinking. Because honestly, you should, if you're a competitor, you should be lining up. You should be trying to fight as many people as possible.
Yeah.
You should.
I was just trying to see. Honestly, I was just trying to see what would be if we said we could only allow 6 teams, who would be the 6 team that deserved it the most out of all of them? You know what I mean? As opposed to just saying, yeah, none of y'all should just put your money up. You're gonna lose if you put your money up. And it came across real wrong, and I was kind of wilding, but yeah. But if you're supposed to, if you want to fight and to prove that you're the best team, 100% put your money up and fight people. Yeah, and actually, you know what? We're actually gonna do a show. We're gonna do a show, dedicated to that. And we're gonna see what comes out of it. We're gonna do it Tuesday, which you guys will be hearing it. We'll be doing it Tuesday night. Yeah, we're still working out the details because look, this getting up at this is
right now, brother.
It's 3 a.m. man. Like literally, it's 3 a.m. over here. I am up like I am up at 3 a.m. trying to do this. So yeah,
making it work.
I'm gonna figure it out, man.
The sacrifices you make for this
yeah, people don't appreciate that. You know, they want to walk up. A lot of people want to walk up to me and slap me in the face for some reason.
Because you'd be disrespectful. You heard what you said about them teams last week. That's why you're trying to cover your butt right now.
I didn't say it was trash.
Oh man, you want to come up and just
Hey, he not walking back. He moonwalking on that joint.
Yeah, you're like, let me get ahead of this before.
Actually, no, I heard it. While I listened back to it, I was like, "Yo, what are you saying? Like you were
gotta
wild
tell somebody they shouldn't do it."
Yeah, like yes, you definitely should fight. You definitely should line up and fight. But yeah, I was wild. I don't know what the hell I was thinking about. I was just trying to get the best 6 teams out there that I thought would be the most competitive. Watch. I mean, you notice I did not say Impex. We never brought Impex up. Like, you know what I mean? So
have a team.
Exactly. Well, they could put 3 people out there, but I just wouldn't. I would.
I would say the criteria. That's not the criteria for the actual team.
What we were saying. No. They have 3 people.
They have 3. Nico's
the 3rd. Nico.
I don't think I know Nico.
Campagna.
Yeah. He got on the team at the beginning of 2020. He fought the AKA. He was a young kid, about 18 back then. So he's probably 20 now. Out of Canada, out of
Duvers, robbing them.
Duvers School. Yeah, young kid. So they have a 3rd person.
It's good.
I wouldn't throw them over there over the other. I wouldn't say that they had a better chance or more deserving. What?
They have Avery and Chris Gorham, right? That's the other 2. That's the other 2.
Yeah. So, you know what thought popped in my head?
No, hold on, wait. Hold on, Chris.
That we should
What's-
make sweeps legal.
No. What thought popped in your head? We don't know.
Oh, you want to hear it? Because I thought you were
Yeah,
saying
because
hold on.
you were like, "Do y'all know?" And we were like, "I don't know."
No, you said
No.
hold on. So I thought you was
Yeah, because I wasn't sure what it was. Because me and Chris, we were trying to see if we knew, but we didn't know. So
We didn't
please
know.
share with us what thought popped in your head. It's never too early for this.
I was trying to hold it together the whole time. I was like, oh,
Let's go,
God,
Travis.
you didn't pay no attention.
All right. What thought popped in my head was if
Oh.
I was JPM,
Okay.
I would try and do a merger with Impacts.
All this merging going on. Everybody's going to merge.
I'm just saying, if I was JPM, I would try and do a merger with Impacts. It lines up and makes sense.
Why does it make sense?
Who are their fighters?
I don't know.
It's just Alex.
Alex consistently.
That's literally. I mean, when Justin comes back out, I mean, yeah. But if I was JPM, I would try and I would try and merge.
So why would it be a merge? Why not just bring
Pick them up.
Avery and the other people over? Like, why would it be a merge?
I mean, that's essentially what it would be, an acquisition. But I mean,
I was going to say, would it be more of an absorption?
yeah. I mean, it'd be. I mean, you know,
Percent.
you every time you turn around, you know, you got Morgan and Avery already Century athletes.
So what he's trying to tell us is,
I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying that. I don't.
He said it was something that he had thought about. It was on his.
No, it's a thought that I had. I don't think it's going to happen, but I'm just saying. I just thought that if I was them, I would probably try and make that move. But yeah, I don't think that would
Who
ever
coaches?
happen. Huh?
Who coaches?
Well, see, that's the thing. Like at that point, it's just wait.
Bobcat, Dane.
I think that's why it would never happen.
Like who coaches?
Like I said, that's why I don't think it would ever happen.
Mm.
Because of that. I mean, at that point, it's just too many. It's just too many moving parts at that point. That's where it was. But I mean, logically, it makes sense. But I don't think it will ever happen because it's just way too many parts going on at the top tier, I guess.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So
a little challenging.
yeah. But I was just thinking about that, and I was like, that would be literally the smartest move for JPM to try and do. But I doubt that ever happens. So anyway.
I mean, the thought was like, had me on the edge of my seat.
I did. It did. It was an interesting. It's interesting.
I actually allowed myself to lean in closer so I could hear you better.
Right.
You know, Los is being sarcastic right now.
I think I'm being sarcastic. Like I was like serious. Like,
Are you serious?
yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
No.
I'm serious. I'm saying that it probably should. It makes sense on paper, but in reality, it just I can't see it working like that. So, yeah.
Interesting.
How would you guys address their lack of fighters?
Whose lack of fighters?
Paul Mitchell.
There's no fighters available for them.
Yeah, right now.
They don't really have
I don't
that.
see any
they don't
free
have that
agents.
fighting clash cliche that they used to have back in the day. Like, you mean like
I mean, really looking around,
yeah,
it's been
Hungarians
movement,
kinda-
right?
what?
It's been movement to other teams. People have moved and switched teams over the past couple of weeks and months. So
Who?
I'm just
JPM. Who?
so let's go with Brian moving over.
Where
Let's
did Brian
go
move
with,
to?
huh?
Where did Brian move to?
Millennium.
Is that
So
like a
it's
home
been
team?
movement for people. I'm just saying, like, it's not like somebody can't be enticed to move to Paul Mitchell. I mean, maybe or maybe not. I'm saying, how would you, if you were in this position, how would you go about finding talent? How would you go about trying to build out your team? But
Are you asking me?
yes.
First, I would change the whatever it is that is making people not want to come to my team. I would change that first. And what is that problem? And what is that challenge that we're having where fighters who used to all wanted to wear that JPM uniform, what changed, right? And then how do I get those fighters to want to be a part of what we do? So you have to, there's something in the culture that might be missing. There's something that's missing as a whole. maybe it's just all the energy that went towards the forms and how it's all been kind of towards the forms and not enough energy towards the fighting. So the fighters don't even look at that anymore. So I would try to figure out how I can change that part. I would have to really kind of get someone that I feel that can help lead. So, if it was a conversation of, say, like an Avery or someone like that, that's someone I would probably want to bring on because I know that person can lead the next generation that we try to bring in. And the other
And
generation,
people want to gravitate towards that
they
person.
would want to be a part of that. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I think that was one of the biggest draw for JPM, especially in my day, was like, I really wanted to be with that elite level of guys, like, so I think they have to rebuild that type of status again. And if you don't catch on someone like a Avery or a Bailey, like, you know what I mean, like these type of guys, it might be hard to kind of change and bring that back, that dominant force that JPM used to be. If that makes sense. Does that make sense? No.
Yes.
Yeah, I just thought about what you just said as far as
Yes.
who would be the fighters you would bring on, and I just thought about Avery, Bailey, Morgan team like that. That just seems like wild to me with Alex. Like that just seems wild to me at that point. That goes back to the early 2000s. That type of squad with JPM that they haven't had in like that name recognition.
Yeah. It was like, yeah.
I mean, we had the Zolt era and
yeah.
Zolt but I don't know if they've ever had that name recognition of.
They didn't have that. They
Over
didn't have that
here.
where other fighters wanted to fight with them. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think that's the biggest key is like you get the right elite level fighters, and then you have other fighters that want to beat that group. But you have other fighters that that want to go out and take over everything, like how they see these others possibly doing. Like, so that's I think that's the only way they're gonna really be able to bring it back. I don't think you're gonna be able to bring it back really with like young talent or new talent. You get what I'm saying? Like you gotta get some of the older. And I say Bailey as an older GOAT, but he's still kind of like not GOAT, but like an older fighter. But he's not an older fighter, but he's just more.
He's a seasoned and experienced fighter who's
Yeah,
been there and won that. Yeah. You got to get somebody like that who kind of commands respect, and then also, like I said earlier, wants to people want to gravitate around them. So that's what draws them in. I don't know how they would entice that person, whether it be somebody off of the Asian team or something like that. I don't know how that happens because, like Lo said, there's something either that's there or something that's missing that's causing a disconnect for that. So that has to be that first pivotal moment, and then you got to get a key player. It's like any franchise, you got to get a key player that people want to be around, whether it be in their weight class or whatnot. You get a Alex who's in that middleweight. You get somebody who's a heavyweight or somebody who's a lightweight or one of each that you can pull.
You got to get that lightning rod player.
Yeah,
that lightning rod athlete that everybody wants to kind of be around and feel a part of and want to beat. But I mean, like that's always part of it too, right? You're on the team, but you at the same time you still want to beat that person.
100%. Every time.
Yeah. So, but this is all fantasy land. They have to figure that out, which way they want to go with it. Hopefully, they'll figure it out. To me, I've always looked at them like they're the Yankees. Like Paul Mitchell's kind of like the Yankees of our sport. It'd be better if that team was stronger and winning or competing, I should say, at a very competitive level. Right now, they don't have many fighters that are competing. They just repeat their forms. But a lot of different forms. They just have an influx of forms competitors come through, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, "Oh shoot, yeah, all right." They're re-gearing for the future of their team, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that new squad that came in 2012, 2013, that got on the team, and then now they're retooling, and that this group, well, I think most of them are juniors or first year into the adults.
Yeah,
most of them are juniors, right?
Most of them are juniors, I believe.
Yeah.
Dawson
so
is
for all of them,
that was an adult.
Who, Sam?
No. Oh, Sam. Yeah. Sorry, I forgot Sam. Dawson Holt I think he's an adult, first time adult this year.
I think it's first year in adults. Yeah. So most of them are young competitors. And I remember when that new crop came through with Jackson, and I think it was Reed, and May. I can't remember who else was. I remember thinking like, because that was right after the Kalman, Matt Emig,
Right.
yeah, that group, and I just remember thinking like, okay, yeah, they're not that great yet. Like I just remember watching them like, yeah, they're cool, but they're still not that good. And then they end up developing really fast and really pushing the envelope, and watching Jackson Reed. Yeah, they went up. I think
that they did.
They went up fast, and it was like, okay, yeah. Because I remember when they first started, I was like, I'm not really that impressed right now. And I was like, okay.
Is that when like Tyler was on there? Did Tyler Weaver jump in with that group, or is he a little later?
I think so, but I think Tyler was Tyler younger? I can't remember. I just remember seeing I remember Jackson, I remember Reed, and I just remember thinking like, I don't see it. But then, in maybe a year, and then I wasn't around that much. And I remember watching later, like maybe a year later, looking around like, oh shoot, okay, yeah. All right, I see it. I didn't see it before. Okay, yeah, I see it. But yeah, so but this group, I'm looking at them like, oh shoot, I see it already. Like they're still young with it, but I see the talent and where they're gonna go with it.
Them kids are these young men and kids. All of them are dope. So.
Yeah, so congratulations to everyone who just got picked up and put on donning the black and white. All right,
Les, you back with us now?
All right, let's enough karate. Let's get to the slap. All right, let's. What y'all think, man? Look, I was asleep. Okay, I woke up this morning to like 1,000 text messages of people talking about this stuff, and I'm just like, yo, what is going on? Like, and I'm like, is this real? Did Will Smith literally walk up there and slap Chris Rock? Like, what world am I in? Did I just wake up? Like, I don't understand what's happening. I instantly went to Twitter and started seeing what was going on, and yeah, man. What were you guys' thoughts when y'all heard about it or saw it? Would you guys see it live or what?
Yeah, I watched it live.
I did not watch it live.
All right,
I want a live reaction.
Yeah, so what was going on when it happened live? Because they said this is the unedited version. So what did they show?
So the edited version, they showed him, kind of doing this thing in the crowd, cracking jokes or whatever. And he cracking jokes with Jada. At first, Jada and Will was kind of like laughing a little bit, right? And then it kind of like changed. Jada's face changed or whatever. And he was like, what? That's not that bad. You're not paying attention. All of a sudden, you just see Will Smith just kind of walking up the stage, as you guys probably seen in some of the clips. And then, like, you know how, like, when we do, like, Hollywood Kung Fu, and you be like, pow! Like, you, like, do, like you, like, slap your chest, but it look like you slap the other person?
Yeah.
That's how it looked from our view. Is like, you weren't sure, like, what really happened. It looked like it was, like, an acting type, like, a little skit or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and then afterwards, like, they stopped the sound, so you couldn't really hear what was going back and forth, but it sounded like they was going back and forth. And when you go back and you find the videos of the ones that was unedited, you hear like Chris Rock say like, "Yo, he just slapped the shit out of me." Like, you know what I mean? Like, but you didn't like at first, even when he said that, like you kind of caught a glimpse of that's what he was getting ready to say, right? But you didn't know it was like a real slap. Like, you mean it was like he really slapped him. Like, you know what I mean? And then you didn't hear the part with Will yelling back at him because they stopped the sound, they edited the sound or whatever. But when you went back and watched it, you heard, Will yelling to keep my wife's name out of your motherfucking mouth. Like, you mean, like, so yeah, so that's what it was like live. And then obviously you go back, you watch it, and just kind of pieces it even more together. But I didn't at first I thought it was a fake, like it was all fake. Like I thought it was just like a script type of thing. But yeah, but it wasn't.
Chris, do you think it was fake?
I heard about it when I woke up. And I woke up like you to a bunch of messages and notifications and whatnot, and a bunch of memes. Actually, meme community was up early. It was up earlier than I was. So I opened up and saw what was going on and found the video. And I like Los was like, that don't look real. And then they keep saying it is. So,
Oh, it was real. It was real. But just when you saw it live, you didn't think it was real. Like, but it was real. Like, it was. You know, when you go back and you actually watch it, it was like, oh yeah, he really did slap him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying I didn't think it was real. Me, conspiracy theorist Travis.
Travis already like, nah, son, it ain't real.
Like, because it just.
I said that meme. I said that meme in the chat just for Trav.
I just was like, this can't be real. Like, it's not real. It's no way in the world Will Smith walked up there and smacked Chris Rock. Like it just doesn't even sound right. And then I watched it, and I was like, look at him. Chris Rock put his arms behind his back, leaned forward on him, and it was looking like he was grimacing, waiting for the slap. And then right before he hit him, he started to move that way to go with the slaps. I'm sitting there like, this is not real. There's no way this is. And then just Will Smith just calmly walks back to his chair, and nobody throws him out. Nothing.
That's why I didn't seem like it was real. Like that's why it seemed like it was like kind of like fake, because there was no real response to it. The crowd was kind of like, what?
They didn't even ooh or ah real bad. Like they didn't.
They kind of like, yeah. Like it was.
Listen, if you're in shock and you see somebody slap somebody, somebody's going, oh shit! Somebody's in the crowd is yelling. That's all I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's why I didn't
thought
think
it would have been a much bigger reaction, and then like security and a bunch of other stuff running up. Because like if I go slap a comedian at a comedy show, because I think
it caught everyone off guard though too. Like,
I mean, it's Will Smith.
Like
right. No, I get it. Trust me, I get it. He was right there.
Like, you know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah.
And then he calmly walked back to his seat. So it's kind of like, what do we do? They probably was sitting there like.
Yeah, they both have put out statements. Chris Rock apologized, Will Smith has apologized, basically saying that. And what was interesting now is everybody's thought piece came out, and was like, oh,
everybody got an opinion.
Yeah. So it was kind of interesting because I was sitting here like, okay, some people were saying like, basically, what did you expect when you're talking about somebody's wife? He's stamping it, and so Will wasn't wrong. Then people were saying that do it behind closed doors. Then they were saying that violence is never it. And I was curious of like, some people were saying they were cool with it, some people were saying they were mad with it, and everybody was going back and forth. What did you guys take on? Cause I actually know it is. I'll put this. You remember last week we talked about it a little bit of me being at the comedy show, and the dude spilled the drink on me, and I could have responded.
This dissertation, yeah.
Yes, in this same way, slap the dog.
Listen. You ain't Will Smith. You freaking Travis Loudon.
You going straight to jail, getting escorted out like you
the Black Belt Hall of Fame.
That is correct. So
you are not Will Smith. You are Travis Loudon.
I am not Will Smith, but I also mean I don't have as much money as Will Smith to fight it. Okay, so it means, or nobody's gonna try and get money out of me. They just gonna send me to jail. But I was just saying, in that situation, I can see where, you get a little annoyed and want to slap somebody. And a lot of people, and I thought back throughout the last year and a half that how disrespected Will and Jada have been over the last year and a half. And I was just sitting here like, yo, everybody got a breaking point. Like, it's just only so many jokes that can come your way that you can laugh off before you just snap. You respond emotionally. A lot of people are saying, oh, you're in the public eye, you got to, like, yeah, okay, look, that's one thing, but every day for almost 2 years, somebody has just been barraging. People have just been barraging you with jokes and talking about your wife and talking about your kids, talking about you. Sooner or later, you might be liable to snap. Now, I'm not saying that it was a good thing or bad. I mean, I'm just saying I understand it. So take Chris Rock's joke. I'm not saying he was wrong, but I understand it. All right. What you shaking your head for, Chris? I mean, Los.
listen. So I'm gonna be fully transparent, right? My favorite two actors is Denzel Washington and Will Smith, right? It isn't just who they are as actors; it's just who they are as people, right? And how they carry themselves, how they manage things, how they go through just life. And it has been really saddening to see because I'm a Will Smith fan, and he is one of my favorite actors, right? It's been really sad to see how broken he is, emotionally and mentally. Even when he's trying to put on the facade that he's good,
Yep.
he's still a shell of himself. Like this whole thing that happened with the Integral thing, I think that really broke him, right?
Man,
For his wife to come out and say
live like that, like
not just her talk about it and openly speak on it, but then to say that he wasn't able to satisfy her, right? And wasn't able to fill the needs that she needed to be fed. Like, imagine if he was to come out and say something like that about her,
right?
the backlash that he would have got from that. Like, you know what I mean? And then it continued with the Tupac. She's still in love with Tupac. And Will has to go and share like how he felt about their relationship after Tupac been dead for like 20 some odd years. Why we got to go and bring up this old scab and open up this old scab that I have been trying to move past,
Right.
and get to a better place, and you go and you bring it up again. Then he's got to deal with his kids and all the stuff that his kids is taking him through as far as who they want to be, what they want to be, where they want to be in life. Like, I follow my Instagram. Like I said, he's one of my favorite actors, right? But he seems like a shell of himself. Like, it's not, maybe it wasn't real to begin with, like, I mean, but the person that I always looked at him to be, he hasn't been. So back to what you're saying as far as the tick, tick, boom, I fully agree with you on that. But even the boom, though, like, you know what? You're making light of the joke or whatever, you're laughing. And your response didn't change until you looked over at your wife and you looked at how she was reacting to it, who at first she was laughing at the joke. And then she had to kind of sit and realize, like, oh no, you don't, like, you talking about me and right? So whatever happened with the camera screen, you couldn't see what happened when the camera went off of Will and Jada and it went back to Chris Rock. You couldn't see what happened in that. And the simple fact that whatever happened in that moment made Will Smith get up and go up on that stage and slap Chris Rock. It's kind of like, why would you even do, like, why would you send that out like that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, something must have happened with him and her. Like, you need to do something. He's already been challenged as far as his manhood and him, who he's supposed to be as the man in their relationship and in their family and Like, you put him in this space that is just, to me, like, again, to each his own. Everybody's relationship is their relationship, but that's the space that she kind of put him in. Like, you mean, and it's sad because who knows where her response is going to send him to next. Like, when I say, like, we all know that's not the Will Smith that we knew or that we was seeing. Like, you know what I mean? And I believe that no matter what, when you peel away enough on someone that has tried to, and I just speak for myself as an example, right? I have a lot of baggage, right? But I try to keep it suppressed as much as possible. When people keep peeling away at it, like you said, I'm gonna probably respond in a way that's out of character that people are not used to seeing me respond. But if I got someone that's pushing those buttons, that's supposed to be the person that I love and care about, that's getting me going that way too, that's a different type of thing too, because you know where I'm at. You know, I'm kind of, I don't want to say unstable, but you know, I'm in this, like, I could be laughing one moment and all another, I could be manic. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and so I was a little deterred by that. I'm not knocking him defending his wife or whatever, this, that, and the other. I'm not knocking that at all. I felt that he could have, again, why he's got to wait? Why? You don't do that. Like, you mean, like, that's something you have, like how you was able to walk away. You know what I mean? Like, but if it was somebody like you knew, y'all gonna have a conversation,
right?
Like, we're gonna have this conversation. I don't
know their relationship or nothing, but
I may still come at you in a way, like you mean that's like, listen, like I may still slap you. Now let's go to the slap. Listen, Travis, Chris, if you let me walk up to you and I get the opportunity to slap you, I guarantee you ain't standing still. If I walk up to you and you give me the opportunity to slap you,
Travis, you're not gonna taste nothing for a week. You are not gonna taste nothing for a whole week. And you got a big old hand. I got a medium hand. Listen, y'all two. And Will's a big dude.
Now let me go to the next level. If I'm so offended and I'm so I'm not finna walk up to you and slap you. I'm gonna try to fly your freaking head off.
Right. And then I'm not just calmly walking back to my seat and sitting back down. Somebody's gonna have to pull me away if I'm really offended and I'm really upset about it. But that's me and my attitude. So
what was it for? Was it to show his wife that he went up and see what I did? I slapped the shit out of him. Now what? That's my thought, man. I felt like, I'm not one of the ones that's like, oh, he should have did that. Nah, it could have did it better. It could have did it better. That's all I'm saying. You, Will Smith, you could have did it better. That's my take on it. Sorry,
Christopher, you have anything to say?
Man, Lowe's kind of hit it spot on though, because you said it's a ticking time bomb. I don't really think it was the best way to handle it. I mean, comedians make jokes. There have been way worse jokes at way bigger expenses, and I haven't seen anybody yet come up and slap somebody like Dave or Ricky Gervais or anybody who's hosted these things when they've come out of line like that. But like you said, ticking time bomb, right play, wrong place, wrong state of mind, wrong time.
Sorry, Chris, I don't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead.
Dude, you about to possibly win the lead actor for this amazing movie that you did.
Right.
Like you have the possibility of winning this actual award.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
I was gonna get to that part at the end, but yeah, no, I don't understand it. We should have or shouldn't have. That's to each his own. I don't really judge all that. I didn't think there was I don't know, man, right place, right time. I don't think he should have done it. It's a weird space because like people, because the way it's dividing everybody, either you should have, you're either on Chris Rock's side, where not really on his side, but like he shouldn't have slapped him, or yeah, he absolutely deserved it. It's like I've heard worse, and but I've also heard things that I'm like, yo, if they said that to me, I'd slap the mess out of them too. So
yeah, but I'm gonna slap him at the right time. I'm not gonna slap him right here.
I'm definitely not gonna slap you on TV. Listen, when I got all that money, I am definitely not slapping you on TV, live TV, on air. No,
you
sir.
Just can't like.
You have to see me. You probably gonna have to see me, but we'll do this around corners.
Well, I was just saying
it's gonna be real.
Right? It was kind of out of place. I was sitting here thinking, why didn't you just say, if I'm walking up to you, wouldn't I say keep my wife's name out of your mouth, not just walk up to you and slap you and then turn around and walk away and like why I just slapped you? You know what I mean? And then because everybody was still laughing. So until he started screaming,
nobody knew it was real.
Yeah, keep my name out your. That's when everybody was like, "What? Wait, what? This is real?" And yeah, so I'm sitting here like, shouldn't that have been the first thing that was said? Once he realized, he could have just said, "Hey, keep my wife's name out your mouth." You know what I mean? Like at the beginning, screamed it like, "Yo," said, "Yo, my wife."
Let me know right there. Hey,
everything would have been different. He didn't have to get up there and slap him because the slap was out of place. Like if he had said this and then Chris continued to go up there and then he went up there and slapped him, then it makes more sense. It's like
no problem with that. None.
You say it from your seat. Yo, listen, man, stop talking about my wife like that. Like we're not finna do this. Like you mean like we're not doing it. And that's all technically, Trav, that's all he should have had to do.
Correct.
Because he's been so beaten and so broken,
Yeah.
He
But
feels that
who-
he has to do more.
The thing is, but the funny thing about this is, I don't think she's the one who's beating him. I think it's society. I think it's all of the Will Smith is soft. Will Smith's too happy. Will Smith is, not serious enough. Will Smith is whatever, not black enough, not man enough, whatever you want to throw at him. I think it's all of that, and then the way
Bro.
The funny thing about this whole thing is like people have been talking about them quote unquote having an open marriage for years. It's been running around that they pretty much got an open marriage, right? And the only thing about this entanglement thing is that this young boy.
I thought they said it wasn't, and they've never had one.
They've had agreements, bro. Because she even in there, she said in that interview that they did with the Red Table Talk, she said, like, you've hurt me way more than this. And she was basically alluding that Will has been knocking off these different women throughout their whole thing, but it's never gotten out like this because this young boy just violated whatever agreement that they would have had, right? And so because of that, now it's making Will look stupid, and they kept trying to justify or dig around it and try and avoid it, but it just kind of kept making things worse, and Will became the butt of the jokes. And it was just kind of like, okay, it's getting worse. And everybody kept pointing to Jada like, yo, you just hate Will. You hate Will. And they kept trying to justify it. I mean, you guys have been married. It's all kind of stuff that goes on in your marriage that you guys are never going to talk about. All different types of fights and arguments that just kind of eventually end up happening. I'm not saying y'all going through whatever. I'm just saying there's a whole bunch of stuff that y'all go through that y'all don't want nobody else to know about and y'all not going to talk about, right? Because that's part of your marriage and you guys are working through it. So but then all of a sudden it gets out, and now you guys are sitting there embarrassed because something is going on, and it's like, yo, wait, what? And everything you tried to do, and if people outside of the marriage are like, oh, I could never do this, I could never deal with that. If somebody told me and woke up one morning and X, Y, and Z said this to me, then I feel like this. I would do this, and now you got all these outside influences in your head for over a year and a half. Everything you try to do, they keep reminding you, yo. August smash your woman. Oh, your woman doesn't like you. Oh, you don't like her. It's just your kids don't respect you. I mean, after a while, man, it's just like, yo, I can't take this no more. Now, whether or not she said something or did something to force Will to jump up there, because I was sitting there thinking like maybe she didn't even want to go to this thing because Chris Rock was was hosting, and if Chris Rock jumped up there and said something like he did in 2016, maybe she was like, yo, I don't know. If one of these comedians
they have a history. So they have a history, right? So
yeah,
it's not like it's like a first time of them having some type of moment. Like, I mean,
I was thinking like maybe if Chris Rock or like let's say they're getting dressed and he was like, what happens if somebody make a joke about us being up there? And he was like, well, Will could have been like, yo, I would slap him. Oh, you're not gonna slap him. I would slap him. Somebody disrespect you. All right, whatever. And then it happens, and it's like, all right, I said I was gonna do it. Let me get up here and do it. And then he gets up there and does it, and then it's just like, wait, he really did this.
Come on, man. But Trav, like,
I'm not saying it was right.
No, I'm just saying that the timing, man. Like,
would you have preferred it be behind the scenes afterwards?
Listen, I would have. This is if I was able to rewind it and I was in Will's position, right? I would literally do exactly from my seat. Yo, we're not making these jokes. This is a done. Like, we're not doing that, right?
Not tonight, fam.
And
not
when Chris
tonight.
said, "Oh, it's not that bad," I'd be like, you know what? It is just that bad, and we're not doing this. Now, they could have bleeped out, or we could have had a little back and forth. And at that time, it went out and it had been uncomfortable. And then after everything was done, obviously I'm fuming. My wife is still kind of feeling a certain kind of way. I'm about to come see you. Like, we about to have this conversation. And if you try to bounce, that's okay. You got the ticket on your anytime I'm going to find you, and we're going to have this conversation.
He said on site.
On site.
All I'm going to say is, okay, so
listen, there's another on site.
What?
No, go ahead. Continue.
What's the other on site?
when Jorge Masvidal
when he slapped Kobe, he
Kobe.
started beating the crap out of Kobe at the restaurant or something like that.
Yeah, man. He said on site is on site. That's what people were comparing it
And
to
he
because
was
it was
saying
like,
he
oh, he was
brought
talking
more
about
kids
his
into it.
wife, and then he was like, but he was talking about his kids. So like, why is they not the same? Well,
he actually assaulted the man who was fighting, beating the crap out of him, right? More than just, he wasn't just slapping him. He was.
I think he hit him with at least 2 pieces and a biscuit.
Do you think Will thinks it was worth it?
No.
No, I do because he was partying after. So it was like he had enough people that told him, like, yo, good job, congratulations.
Like,
Yeah, did you see Samuel L. Jackson walk up to him?
No.
Oh, Sam had to like the death. Hey, I gotta sit down. I gotta find this energy because Sam was like,
Cold mother.
yeah. So
shut your mouth.
That was the craziest part about it. I want to see how people reacted to Chris, right? Because they showed people walking up to and consoling Will. I'm curious to who walked up to Chris. Did anybody say anything to Chris about this? Did anybody walk up to Chris and like, yo,
fam,
tough set?
Listen. But on the other end of that spectrum, if somebody just walked up and slapped me like that from a joke, you're gonna have to pull me off of him as well.
I was about to say you wouldn't have controlled yourself. You wouldn't
listen,
was you have told more jokes about Jada?
Oh, I would listen. If I didn't punch him in the face, I would have unleashed every joke I had until they came up and got me. If it was real like that, like for me, again, if you're gonna go up and slap somebody like that, like make it a real slap, make it a punch, make it like, I don't know, make it something worth it. Make it.
He did. He 100% did an actor's. That's why I still think it was like staged.
Yeah, he turned his shoulder into it, his hand went in.
It was weird.
That's what I'm saying.
It was so awkward. You know, you hit more pads than that trainer for Ali. Get out of here with that.
That's my point. Like, if I'm coming up there, and I'm gonna get this shot off.
But that's what I'm saying on Chris's side. If all you do is just slap me and I go like this and I eat it and I look at you, listen, one of two things is happening. I'm gonna talk so much trash about you, or I'm gonna rock you, and that's it.
Chris is like, oh shit, damn.
And then he was like, "Well, I could." And then he stopped. Like, you know, you could have. You know, he had jokes right now.
It's like just show the nominees. I'm not gonna even read the names. Yeah, best person is this person.
Questlove. Get this document.
Yeah. I should get off the stage. Like, did that just happen? Did that just really just happen? Now here's a kicker too. I've been watching and listening late now. So does this make it fair game for any comedian now?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I said in the beginning.
Any person can just kind of come up now and kind of really go at comedians now.
I mean, it's happened before.
Not like that. Never like that.
Not like that. No, not at the Oscars or something like that.
Never out of some lunatic on stage at the local comedy club didn't like what you said about his freaking Ed Hardy shirt, and he got up and got all brolic and got kicked out. Like, that happens. But we're talking on a major stage at a major event with major comedians. Like, is that was my biggest thought. What is this going to do for the comedy community? Because George Carlin says some stuff. Richard Pryor says some stuff. People have said some stuff that's way more offensive than we're talking about a G.I. Jane joke. No offense. I mean, it's not that it's not a bad joke. It's out of taste. But
I know. I'm just saying.
You know what I mean?
I couldn't care less about the comedy, the comedian community. Like, they're comedians. I don't care. Like, honestly, I don't care about, like, hey, we're comedians, we're telling jokes. I'm like, yeah, some of y'all need to be slapped. Let's be real, like but it's out of place. But I mean, you can say whatever you want. Don't mean that people are going to respond
how you want them to respond. Absolutely, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, yeah,
you never can control somebody's reactions.
But you're Will Smith. I don't care.
Correct.
Like, you are Will
Oscars,
Smith,
man.
You.
But at the end of the day, he's still human. He's still a man.
Do that. Nah, Travis, go on, try to stop playing that little fence, Travis. Stop playing that little fence, Travis. That's Will Smith. Like, that's like, yeah, he's still a man, all that, and he's a man that knows how to make the right choices and the right decisions at the right.
Nobody's perfect.
How did he get to where he is without doing
Nobody's perfect.
Don't do that, Trav. Don't do that, Trav. Trav, he got caught up in the moment because if he was to sit back and really pull himself out of it, he would have known that was not the appropriate time and place to handle that situation. He could have handled it a lot different.
I think he knows that, but
he's human.
Sometimes you live out of character. Sometimes I can't say that nobody because
you ain't live out of character. Dude spills a whole bunch of red wine on your beautiful white shirt.
You ain't live out of character.
Whatever it was.
White. It wasn't red. If it was red, Trav would have hit him with the whole bottle.
You stated you went to a certain level, but you didn't go to that next level because you know what? You thought about every consequence that would have happened in that moment that you'd have chose to go to the next level where you would have probably gone.
Because I also had there's two other things that actually happened wherein I had a conversation with the person I was with prior to this about men being stupid and always fighting. So, when that came up, it's like, I can't do anything. I know that person's not going to be happy about it. And then the second thing is I didn't have a year and a half of being barraged and emasculated, basically. So I didn't just snap. That's all I'm just saying is context matters. I'm not saying he was right. I'm just saying I understand. He snapped. Got it. He got it back under control. He hopefully, he gets some. I think he needs some real deep counseling, not red table talk, some deep counseling about just in life about what's going on with him, man. Because honestly, let's be honest, Hollywood is toxic. That community, that showbiz, everybody just kind of just snaps at some point. You got Martin running down the street talking about they trying to kill me. You got Dave Chappelle walking away from $50 million because of whatever it is that was going on at Comedy Central. You got Kanye wilding out, just going crazy. That industry breaks people. You got Britney Spears cutting her hair and stuff like that. You got all kind of that is a nasty environment. And so for Will Smith to have gone 30 some odd years with never having a break down until right now, it's it's not bad, but sooner or later, somebody might have a breakdown. And some people might end up being on drugs. Some of you people might be abusing their wives. Some of you people doing whatever it is that changes that person. But I just think that community is really messed up or whatever.
So do you think that this is going to give him that he's not soft?
No, not at all. No.
Change that?
No, well, to some people it might, but I don't think that.
Did you believe he was soft to begin with?
Will? Yes.
Why?
And that slap kind of.
What do you mean by soft?
Huh?
What do you mean by why do you think he was soft?
Just when you see somebody who's always happy, you kind of start thinking that person might be a little soft. I'm not saying they're prone. I'm not saying they're just prone to violence, but it's just kind of they might be a little soft, but it is what it is. I don't know what it is about the human nature in men or whatever that when we see somebody who's always happy, a man who's always happy, we kind of think of them as not being tough and question their toughness. That's a flaw. I'm not saying that's right. I'm saying that's a flaw inside of our society as humans, as men, that we look at it from the standpoint of seeing somebody who's always happy, always smiling, like Dwight Howard.
Who's successful.
Yeah, when you think about Dwight Howard, people think Dwight Howard is soft just because he's happy and enjoying life. That's part of it, and you're gonna get tested. And so when you come up with somebody like Will Smith or Kid and Play, you're like, oh, Kid and Play, they're not rapping about the streets. They soft, even though Play literally was a drug dealer. It's just but they're dancing around and too hype and everything, but people call them soft. You know what I mean? It's it's just different.
People thought Hammer was soft.
Correct. Yeah, Hammer, another one. People thought Hammer's a soft, but he wasn't really, he ran with street people. He wasn't really, it just is what it is.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Perception does not mean is not equal to reality. I know a lot of people like to say that. I always say perception is perception, but reality is reality. Perception is not reality. you may try and make your people's try and justify it, but perception is not reality. I'm not saying Will is tough or soft. He's just a dude, and sooner or later,
Right.
you're gonna hit that.
With men,
break.
there's always the threat of violence somewhere.
Eventually. Yeah, eventually. Well, we actually went to an hour. I can't believe it. I was saying it was gonna be 30 minutes, but we deep dived into this. So is there a kind of karate context that we can put this in? Like, hey, look, people.
Yeah, you can put it into the bras that people be telling us about that don't really be bras. The actor slap could be like the same bras that people talk about. That don't be bras. Like that was the actor slap. Like, he slapped him. He really slap him? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Did you like Will Smith slap him? Please don't do that.
Slap him?
what kind of brawl was it? Was it like a Will Smith slap type brawl, or was it like
Somebody threw a chair type brawl?
Yeah.
I don't consider it a brawl if the chair is not being thrown, to be honest with you.
For punches and thrown, like Jesus.
Yeah, he just walked up and slapped him. Like, wait, what?
That's what I'm saying. Like, listen, if I'm at that state, and you got me to that point, yeah, I'm trying to fly your head, man. I'm
Rearrange.
I'm about to stomp you out right now because that's how angry you have me.
I have to get up and come over there. Yeah, there's furniture will be moved. Yes.
I think a lot of people just didn't think that it was going to be like that. I think even Chris, when he got slapped, it was kind of like, oh man, because you could see people come up there and act like they're gonna do something like and it's jokey, and he slapped him. It wasn't that hard, and Chris was like, what the heck? Like, what? Oh, Will Smith just smacked you down. Okay, all right.
That was exciting.
Yeah, and then it's like, keep
That's
my name. And then the whole mood just switched. Like, wait, what?
Chris was like, I am.
Well,
I will. I'm good. I'm not gonna say nothing else about her. That's a wrap.
Okay.
Wow. Two softies.
All right. Yeah, man. Let's get out of here, man. I'm about to go back to bed. And it woke me up. Now I gotta.
No, you're not. You better watch like clip after clip and meme after meme.
Yeah, he is for the next 20
I'm
minutes.
Some of these messages. Look, just because it's daytime where you guys are doesn't mean
it's not
that
daytime.
It didn't show any daytime.
10 o'clock.
Well, just because it was daytime, I'm saying when I went to sleep, it was still like 5 or 6 o'clock there. It's like midnight here, so it's like I went to sleep. So, but just because it was like evening time there, and everybody's sending me messages all over the place.
Wow.
Hey, man, I'll probably respond to them now. I'm like, all right, yeah, and then I'm gonna go back to sleep. Matter of fact, when I get up in the morning, I'm just gonna start responding. Like it's gonna be like 2 a.m. to y'all. I'm just gonna start blowing y'all phones up.
You could do that. I won't get it till I get up in the morning.
100%. Them joints are off.
And if it's too many, I'm not even gonna go back and read it. I'm like,
hey, those be doing that in our group chat.
Yeah, 100%. All right, more music to get out of here. We out of here, people. We'll see y'all later.